Okay, interesting cigar tonight. I've had a few of these before and didn't care for them, so take this with a grain of salt. These are high dollar, high cigars. Liga Pravda, number 9 in a Corona. Well, it's longer than a Corona, but it's about a 40, 42 green gauge. And these cigars are high dollar. I think this was $13, $14 for that. And they're made by Drew Estates. And this was Steve Saka's line that Drew Estates made. And he no longer puts them out. Somebody else, Drew Estates, puts them out. I think they bought the rights. All right, so what am I going to pair with this as far as drink goes? Another interesting beverage. Golden Draak Classic. The authentic dark red triple ale. This comes from Belgium. And Trappist ales and triple ales. This is 11% alcohol. Right down there at the bottom, 10.9. Comes in with a deep, rich red color. Wow, nice. Doesn't taste like 10, 11% like barley wine, but you can tell it's got more alcohol than normal. All right, back to the cigar. We're going to toast it up and see what happens. Toasting a little bit more than I should. Good draw. Okay, right off the bat, this is what I remember. Bitter flavors. Now, these tobaccos are well aged. The cigars are aged for an additional year after rolling. So these things should be Cuban-esque. They should be just a joy to smoke. Let's keep trying. Generous smoke output, but not in my wheelhouse at all. You know, I told Keith when I went down to the cigar lounge, I said, you know, I've smoked several of these cigars. I didn't care for a single one of them. I always found them bitter. I said, I'm going to give it another shot. And I said, which one should I try? And he said, try the Corona number 9. Well, nice burn. Plumes of smoke coming off. I like that. Easy draw. We can see the plumes of smoke coming off. But bitter, like bittersweet chocolate. Dark espresso, but bitter. I like it more so through the retrohale than on the palate. It's got a lingering finish. And once again, it's bitter to me. Back to the Golden Jock, which means Golden Dragon. Oh, wow. Look at that rich red color. And the head was just so fine on the lacing. That's definitely a one beer. I mean, that thing comes in a quart bottle or a wine bottle. And it was $14. All right, as we look at the burn, perfect. Construction is absolutely beautiful. Smoke output is extremely generous. The draw is firm but loose, firmly packed, but loose through the tobacco. So it must have been straw technique, folded individually leaves and then put together. Good burn. The finish is long. It's still there. That was a single puff. Now we'll do a double puff, which is what I usually do. Perfect. Perfect draw. I just wish the flavors were a little more pronounced. I mean, when you age a cigar for that long, and you're using tobaccos that are aged as long as they are, minimum 3 years, I would expect, I don't know, something just better, especially at that price. I mean, I could have gotten a Julius Caesar from, J.C. Newman. I could have gotten Don Carlos for the same money. I could have gotten, well, no, I couldn't. Padron 1926, no, that would have been $20, $25. But I wanted to visit these again, try them again, because everybody raves about these cigars. Sometimes people's tastes are just different. And my wheelhouse, this just doesn't fill it. I like coffee. I like cedar. I like leather. I like espresso. I like baking spice, like nutmeg and white pepper and black pepper when I retrohale. I like pepper bombs, I do. Beautiful ash on that cigar. Perfect stack of dimes. Smoke output is wonderful. Everything about the cigar is wonderful except for the flavors. They're just not in my wheelhouse. So perhaps I should cleanse the palate. Wow. That beer, that ale, wow. That's potent. Perfect burn. Beautiful ash. Which normally is the result of using aged tobaccos. All right, we're going to continue to smoke this down. This is a very slow burning cigar. Look at that, 10 minutes in and we're about a half an inch, 3/4 of an inch in. Beautiful slow burning cigar. Maybe it will transition into something I prefer. So we're going to sit here for a few. I mean, hell, this beer is huge. 1 pint, 9.4 fluid ounces. Product of Belgium. It has a high fermentation, secondary fermentation, and contains 3 times more malt than a lager beer. Well, you can take one look at that. You can't even see through it. It's beautifully reddish hue colored. I would like to share that with somebody. Because if I were to try and drink that by myself, by the time dinner is ready, I'm going to be looped. And it came with the champagne stopper and the champagne cork. I mean, that thing was highly effervescent. Once again, plumes of smoke coming off. It's an exceptionally well-made cigar. But everybody's tastes are different. Liga Pravda number 9. There is the number 9. There is Liga Pravda by Drew Estates. Now, Jonathan Drew lets his rollers smoke as many cigars as they want a day, but they can't smoke the Liga Pravda line. They have to smoke something that's more accessible, because these cigars are the cream of the crop from Drew Estates, so they say. Perfect burn, beautiful ash. They did have this in a Toro. They did have it in a Robusto. F&M Cigars did. But I took my buddy's advice, and I tried this Corona. And it's longer than a Corona. It's about 6 inches in length, but it is a 40 ring gauge, which is a Corona ring gauge. So I don't know. Right where it is at the burn mark now is what a normal Corona is, about 5 inches by 40. So this one's a little bit longer, burning perfectly. Terrific smoke volume. All right, we're going to let that burn for a little bit longer. We're already at the 12-minute mark. Let's just go ahead and continue. I know I usually do short cigar reviews, but this one may require a little bit longer because, number one, it burns slow, and number two, I'm waiting for a transition, which I hope comes. And number three, that's a powerful beer, and I have lots left. Clarissa is making ziti. I think that's what she said she was making. I guess that's a Sopranos thing. It's got a nice long finish, if you care for the flavors. Now, it has mellowed out a little bit. I'm getting more coffee than I am anything else. All right, I'm going to tap the ash, and we're going to take a look and see what type of a cone we have. All right, perfect cone. That's the way a cigar should look. Nice smoke output. And it has transitioned slightly from the start. Once again, I'm getting a lot of coffee. I can live with that. I would like some black pepper. I would like some white pepper. I would like something else through the retrohale, but I'm not getting it. All I'm getting is straight tobacco. Maybe a little bit of wood, but mostly the coffee is coming through. Clean through the retrohale. Now we're smoothing out a little bit more. This is an interesting cigar. I think we're going to stay here and just continue to smoke it. Looking at the clock, we're at about 15 minutes, and we're probably going to have a 45-minute cigar here. So when we get down to the band, that's usually where I stop, unless it's a cigar that I just totally enjoy. Then I'll smoke it down to the nub. smoothing out even more. Seems like the farther I go down, the smoother it's getting. Back to the beer. Golden Drache. And at the brewery, there's actually a dragon over top of it, a golden dragon. Now, I cannot remember the difference between Trappist and the other type of ale. Daggone it, I should remember this. One is brewed by monks in the monastery. The beer pays for, when they sell it, it pays for everything that the monks need. And then the other is brewed by private people using their recipe or something. But it can't be called Trappist or it can't be called monk. It's one of the two, and I can't remember. So if somebody remembers what it is, comment down below. Teach me a little beer knowledge. All right, the more I smoke this, the more I'm enjoying it. I have to admit that. But that could be because of the beer. I've got a buzz already. It's a good beer. So I've got a VA doctor's appointment tomorrow, and let me show you what I'm going to smoke tomorrow on the way down there. I figure I'll get a cup of coffee in the morning. And because Stogie's sister was big on this particular Java, this is the latte, she said this was the best one. I'm going to smoke this as I drive down and drink a latte or a coffee as I head toward Tuskegee tomorrow. I have to go all the way to Tuskegee. It's an hour drive for most of my appointments because I hate having to go on Fort Benning and sit there for 20 or 30 minutes while they run my ID and then finally decide, oh, I am a veteran. I do need to go to an appointment. So, fuck Fort Benning. Excuse the language. I'm going to pour a little more beer. There we go. Look at the lacing on that beer. Absolutely perfect. Gorgeous. Small, tiny bubbles. Tiny bubbles in my beer. Make me happy. Make me full of cheer. Haha. Yeah, I've got a buzz going. Almost 11%. I should have a buzz going. Once again, perfect burn. Perfect cone. Flawless construction, I will say that. And as I smoke it down, it's getting milder. Liga Pravda number 9. I would call this a Corona Larga, a long Corona. All that carbonation is going to make me belch. Wow. Good beer. Anyone ever had this before? Comment down below. Let me know what you think of it. 11% by volume. 3 big glasses of beer. Uh-oh, we've got cats coming. It must be feeding time. Let me check my watch. Yep. I have a bunch of vintage watches. I collect them. That's a 1963 Waltham pan head or pan dial. And I am here to tell you that it is the same age as me. I was born in 1963. This watch looks better than me. runs better than me, and is in better shape than me. And I think I paid $100 for that watch. I like collecting vintage stuff. I've got Elgin watches, I've got pocket watches, I've got some really nice ones. And I don't know, it's just something I like to do. If you have a vintage watch, post a picture of it if you can in the comments below. I don't know if you can post pictures. I've tried posting pictures in the comments. It's like, nope. But if you have a vintage watch, tell me what year, what model. I'd like to know. All right, so what I'm going to tell you about the cigar is the flavors have transitioned a little bit. It's become more mild and more coffee-like. And by coffee, I mean bittersweet chocolate. A little woodsy, but that's just on the finish slightly. Like a little bit of cedar or wood pellets from a grill before you light it, that type. But the more I smoke it, the more I like it. And we are 22 minutes in, and we are probably right at the end of the first third. So this is going to take, if I continue to smoke it in the same manner, about an hour, which for a Corona-sized cigar is amazing. All right, if anything changes, I'll post it in the comments down below and let you know. If you've had this cigar, and I'm sure most of you have, let me know. If you've tried the beer, let me know in the comments down below again. Always nice talking with you folks, and Curhi, and good night.